Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Best and Worst of Disneyland. My name is Tyler Crouch, and today I am joined by Luella Loriola.
Hi everyone.
And Nancy Johnson.
Hey there.
And Katrina Manzoni.
Hi.
And today we got a very romantic one for you. Ooh, get the wine out, get the red roses.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
And we are talking about the top 5 romantic places to dine at the Disneyland Resort.
Yep.
So let's kick it off, Katrina. I think it kind of explains right there.
Well, what makes a good romantic restaurant? Let's
so
qualify.
the ones I thought of has to be dimly lit, so it seems more private for yourself, where it's semi-quiet, so you are able to have a little convo, put the phones down, just talk to each other, and then also a really beautiful view to kind of just soak it in together and then talk about it when you're done with the restaurant, and then you can just keep talking about your beautiful memories forever and ever and ever.
I like it.
Can we all get an awe really quick?
Okay.
All right.
Enough of that. Let's get on.
It's gonna sink in real fast.
I know. Alrighty.
And some of these are hard to get, especially when, because some of these have a when factor.
Summer is pretty hard to get these. So, I mean, I honestly, if you know that you're going to be going, just start booking it as fast as you can.
You should probably book your Valentine's Day right now for these.
Valentine's Day for sure.
Is
there any other days?
Let's remind people how many days. It's like 60 days.
Yeah, I think it's 60 days in advance. So if you know you want it, get it, you know. So definitely. Okay.
So without further ado, let's kick it off to number 1.
Let's go. So Karthi Circle. You can eat inside, and it's spectacular. Food's great. And everything's
the main room better. The main room's more romantic than the outside rooms.
There's like a little I want to say like a parlor area, because it's not very like dimly lit or anything, but if you get the interior, but the best part is outside on the balcony, and if you get that reservation, and it's really hard to get, so no guarantees they're going to do it for you, but when you make your reservation, when you check in, request to sit on the balcony, do it around like 8:30, I would say, maybe 8, but fireworks go off around like 9:30. So 9:45. So by the time you get your dinner, you can watch the fireworks and you guys can just enjoy it. But they definitely start watching you when you order your food. They don't want you lingering. So
make
you
it a night and order things.
Make it nice. Keep ordering your food or your drinks, but definitely get that reservation around like 8:30, and then request for the patio view so you can see the fireworks, and you guys can like sit there romantically and watch
and
it.
And it's really tough because there are only a few seats that actually get a decent view for it.
Yeah.
So, it can be a really tough thing.
If you're proposing, that is a hot proposal spot.
Ooh.
So
I've never seen anybody propose up there.
It's a hot proposal spot and a hot anniversary spot. So you definitely want to make sure you're celebrating, and if there is a proposal, maybe work with them. They will be more likely to work
That's
with you.
true. Yeah.
And don't lie, you're going to propose and you're not going to propose.
If it is a situation like that, then, special romance.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when I went and tried to do it, they were a little hesitant about, yes, we can do that, but they will help you when you mention those things as best they can. So just be prepared to maybe, sometimes you might just have to have a great meal without the fireworks, and don't be too upset about that.
Yeah, but as long as you're sitting in the main dining room, but not in like the bottom parlor area, or just main dining room and the patio outside, so you can watch the fireworks, or even
rent one of their private rooms, because they do have, you'll notice off the main dining room, they do have some smaller rooms that are like parties of like 10 or more, and then also some more intimate small rooms, and you have to usually do like a minimum price of a reservation, like guarantee that you're going to pay for a minimum price per food per person, but they will, those are really nice because they can close the doors and the curtains. And
that's true.
I think if you're even in the main area, though, it's romantic.
It's really romantic in the main.
Or the little
decorations.
The paintings on the ceiling.
Yeah, and the paintings look straight out of, it is Snow White, right? So it's just like, it's the environment of Snow White up on top, and it's just,
And also, quick mention though, because now Paint the Night is also coming through that
That's
area.
true.
So now you can also, if you can't do the fireworks, you know, you could try to maybe like peek over if you see like Paint the Night, and then also just the song.
Yeah. Mac is tall enough. You'll see him.
Yeah, you'll see Mac and just say hey.
And be like, oh, what's up?
All right, I'm gonna go to the next one.
Yeah, let's move on to number 2.
So this is at Downtown Disney, at Catal. Not inside. I don't think, for me, I don't really think that's it's romantic, but not romantic.
There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not. It doesn't blow your socks off.
It can get really loud, but if you sit on the patio, you can also see the fireworks around like 9:30, 9:45. So
now, the view isn't quite as great. You cannot see all of the fireworks because there is still a building in the way.
But you could see majority,
right?
At least,
and it is just a great place to go. Do they pipe in the music there?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do actually.
They don't pipe in the music over at Karthi Circle either. I don't think.
Yeah, they do.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, I love Catal. Catal is actually where my husband and I went after he proposed to me. So I find it a really romantic place, and the food is excellent, and it's really like a nice ambiance as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, if you have really picky eaters, it's a little more challenging of a location.
Yes, it is.
They do a good steak though, but you know, they will work with you.
Yeah.
They're really nice
and
about that.
inside, to me, the atmosphere of inside is like a higher end Santa Monica restaurant.
Okay.
Because let's face it, the Patina Group has several high-end restaurants all throughout the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
That's how they made their name in their business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It is the Patina Groups.
It is definitely patina.
And it's like you were saying with it's harder to have somebody who maybe is not quite an adventurous eater go there. Again, they have the steaks and hamburgers and stuff. It's kind of an eclectic menu because they have the paella and then they go down to the prime rib, and so.
And their accompaniments are slightly, more adventurous, but really don't let it scare you.
Yeah.
The flavors of the food are amazing. Even if you think you wouldn't like it, 10 to 1 you probably will.
Yeah.
That's true.
So let's move on to number 3 there, Katrina.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Disneyland, where everybody wants to go try to have dinner, is at the Blue Bayou. It is so romantic. Yes, it could get a little loud, but I think it's just so romantic when it's just dark and you have this like beautiful like flickering candle in front of you and you just like talk to one another. And then if you get like that prime seating like right on the waterfront, then you see like the boats go by. I wonder what it would be like now, before they switch over the because it's shut down right now. How quiet it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Blue Bayou,
I feel like when they shut down Pirates, they shut down Blue Bayou, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, they do. When they shut down Pirates, they shut down Blue Bayou.
Okay, so be warned. So if they shut down Pirates, then
But go ahead.
I guess one of the things I actually like it back just a little bit away from the water because you do
like
get
one
the
little
boats
table
that
back.
you do get the boats that go by you yelling
Sarcastic.
Give me
I
a
do.
break.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's true. It is pretty obnoxious.
It can be fairly odd or obnoxious depending on the time of day.
It's true. Flash photography.
And it is really bright towards where you walk in.
Yeah, so
and
you have to be
towards
like
the
right in that
bathrooms.
little
So,
middle section. But I think that's really romantic, and they have really good food.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think their food is pretty good, but I know a lot of people. This
goes
is the
up and
one.
down.
Yeah, this is the one place I would say that sometimes the food isn't quite spectacular. I still would love to eat there though.
Yeah.
I still think the environment and just everything about, like, it's a 3-course thing, and I just feel like everything about it. It brings you to New Orleans.
If you have the cash, it's worth doing once.
Yeah.
The service can be spotty, and so can the food. But you can't go wrong with several of their items.
Their steaks are always good. I've never had and they're like, was it
the pork chops with the root beer apples, if they still have that on the
I'm not
menu.
sure, but I do know
Their
that
cheesy
I love
potatoes
their
are really
the
good.
gratin potatoes and the steak. Whenever you get steak and lobster together, I've always had that amazing. They do the surf and turf, which is so good, and for a surf and turf, it's actually pretty decently priced.
Yeah, and it's always like, I don't know, sentimental to me because that was Tyler and I's first date when he asked me out. Oh.
Well,
It
and
was
I
nice.
like that you can have a romantic lunch.
It's true, because it's always dark, so you don't have to do it that way.
Because it's dark whether you go in lunch or dinner, so it can be romantic all day.
Yeah, and it's like slightly, it's like the menu's a little bit different for lunch, and it's like a little bit cheaper. And then you can just do the dining package as well for like Fantasmic, and so it's like just a prefix, like, menu. So yeah.
I would say one negative thing possibly for somebody who really needs to make like a bottle of wine or something part of their romantic night is that you cannot order anything alcoholic there. That's maybe one downside for somebody who would want to get the courage up to propose or something, but
liquid courage.
No champagne for you. Sorry.
But you
you can get mint juleps and you can sugar yourself to that high.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can get a little Tinkerbell straw that lights up,
I know, right?
Okay, let's move on.
Oh,
So the next restaurant I love to death, at the Disneyland Hotel, Steakhouse 55, right next to Goofy's Kitchen. I adore this place. Tyler and I love going here and just splitting a steak. It's just old Hollywood. It's nice and dark. It's not dark, but it's just beautifully lit with beautiful like dark wood everywhere, and it's just. You just enter this kind of like cool club kind of vibe where like you can just meet like a beautiful old time celebrity at any moment, and it's kind of like Brown Derby-esque because of like the booths and stuff. So always try to ask for a booth. I think that's really romantic. And then just enjoy their steak. Tyler and I just love to get their fillet, and we just share the fillet, get a side, and then
those potatoes.
Oh my gosh! And then they have a beautiful wine selection that I adore. And then they have really good dessert too, so you can just And
I love the old time Hollywood pictures.
I love them.
I really do. When you walk in there, it's like, oh my gosh, look at it. Feels like old Hollywood.
It is.
And just the fact that you go in and they kind of like to start the meal, they give you that amuse-bouche, and you kind of have that little tiny spoonful of whatever they feel like giving you that day, and it kind of just starts off the meal, and you're just kind of like, oh, and you get to have a nice little, oh, this is nice with your partner, and and
the desserts are fantastic.
Everything
is good from
like
the
what is
start
it?
to the end.
24-layer chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is a sight to behold.
Share that with your significant other. It's all romantic.
Their creme brulee is fantastic. I always love their creme brulee. Nice
and
creamy.
don't forget, the next morning you can come back and have the same environment for breakfast.
You can have a date for breakfast if you want to. It's a little bit brighter in there for breakfast.
It would be a nice romantic breakfasty sort of way to start off your day.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
and then we have one more on the list here, number 5.
But I have to be very specific on this one.
Okay.
We already got this a lot.
I know. We all discussed. So Napa Rose, but in the lounge, I feel like is the most romantic place, not in the dining room. Reason why is it's a little bit more dimly lit, and you have these like really nice comfy chairs to sit down in the lounge. Because in the dining room, it is very, very bright. It's a little loud sometimes, and I feel like it's not very personable or like personal with your significant other, just because I don't know. There's no like candle, or it just doesn't seem like a very romantic spot.
It's designed to be focused on the exhibition kitchen, and it's a very distinct style of restaurant.
Yeah,
and you cannot get past that. I mean, they do have those sealed off rooms, but that is a serious dollar amount to pay for it.
Pretty pricey.
Now, I would even go a step further and ask if you can sit out on the patio after dark, because you can still order the full menu, and you get some lovely tables around a fire pit, and so the outside can be even more fun.
Yeah, and the reason, and also people might be wondering, there is the chef's table, but I feel like even that sometimes is not very romantic, just because you're going to be sitting with other people. And then also, if it was me, and like Tyler and I have done it before for anniversaries, but you're just so focused on like what they're cooking and what the chef's going to be saying,
It's all about the interactive experience.
Yeah, and I feel like that's great, but for a nice, quiet, romantic place, it's the lounge. You get the full menu, and it's just, and then they have a fireplace in there, so you can kind of like sit by the fireplace or in the corner.
Is on the side, so you don't hear the hustle and bustle of the kitchen, which is why it's a little bit more romantic, while you can have that conversation with your date.
And you also, if you're into having more wine involvement with your romantic or drink involvement, you've got an entire staff of sommeliers, and some of them are even master sommeliers on top of it, which is a huge thing. They were all destined to eventually take the test. But you also have that beautiful bar with all these wonderful wines on tap, because it has such a unique cooling system for the wines that are there in the dispensers, and it's just really nice. You get that extra interaction, and you can ask questions more if you have that sort of an common interest together to spark more conversation and memories.
That's true.
And I think the nice thing too to mention about the lounge is that unless it's like Valentine's Day or some really insane day or something, if you show up at 5 or 4:45 or something, I think the restaurant's open at 5, right? Or 5 or 5:30, but I think it's 5. And if you show up right when it's about to open, you're gonna get in no problem. You're gonna get in that lounge and you can have all the Napa Rose.
You can get in that lounge at any
time. Sometimes it can get a little bit busy during peak weekends and things, but usually it's not too bad. So
end of evening, it's super easy to get in, even if you just want to have the dessert dinner.
Yeah, so if you've had like a long day at the park and you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't make any reservations for anything, but you really just want to have that nice moment with your partner, then that is a great place to just kind of sneak on in and sit down. So yeah, and that is our top 5 romantic places. I would like you to recap, please.
I shall.
Thank you.
Feel the romance burning here.
Sitting in between the romance. All right, so Karthi Circle, either in the main area or on the patio, and then maybe try to get it for the fireworks. Catal on the patio to see the fireworks. The Blue Bayou, Steakhouse 55, and then last Napa Rose Lounge.
Awesome. Yeah, so there we go. And let us know down in the comments below if there's any romantic places that we missed or some romantic places that or you don't agree with us on. So I'd be really interested to hear. And
budget romantic places too.
Yeah, budget romantic places.
Yeah.
It would,
romance doesn't have to be pricey.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. That's a good point. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me, and thank you all for joining us.